This is day 52 of communication practice with ChatGPT. Let's spin her up. And hey, morning ChatGPT.
Morning. How's it going?
Everything's fine. I wake up early today and I thought maybe we can take it home. I mean, our conversation. Anyway, I'm having an interview with the boss, with the high level boss of all tech teams in Vietnam. And I want to practice for that interview. So the interview is still the technical one, but some might be there might be some behavioral question mixed up in that, and he is a big boss, so maybe he would care about the business impact and the architecture and the high level things, but also he may be concerned about some implementation of the data pipeline. So I want you to act as him and ask me question in this interview.
Got it. Let's get started. I'll ask a mix of questions focusing on those areas. First question. Can you describe a recent data pipeline you designed and how it aligned with the business goals of your company?
Okay. In my current project, which is lead allocation and curation engine, our goal is to enrich the lead and optimize those before sending to CRM Salesforce. And the lead is ingested from multiple sources. So what I did was I designed two da- two type of data pipeline. First is the batch data pipeline, and second is the near real time pipeline. For the batch, it's essentially our data lake architecture. We centralize many sources from T24 core banking, CMS, card, and etc. to a centralized data lake. And so our data flow is moved from the it moved um, from the from the multiple sources for the potential lead of the product, and we enriched it with the current with existing customer dimensions on our data lake. Then we optimize them with our AI model before serving to the CIM Salesforce. And by that, we doubled the conversion rate, and we also save additional some conversion rate of the of the warm lead flows. So
Great job highlighting the business impact with improved conversion rates. Next, can you explain how you ensure the scalability and reliability of your data pipelines, especially as data volumes and sources grow?
okay, for the scalability, we use Spark, and Spark is horizontal scalable. So for anticipated data peak events like a Tet holiday, uh, we will occupy the number of worker beforehand, and also we in the streaming in the near real time data, we configure the number of worker to be scalable from 1 to 3 worker. So by doing that, we will enable the scalability of the data pipeline, since we we big data native pipeline. And for the reliability, we before uh, before publishing um, any any pipeline. I mean any ETL jobs into the pipeline. We make sure to do the testing comprehensively. We did uh, many tests like unit tests, SIT, UAT, PAT, PT, etc. Regression tests also. So, uh, and after the job is deployed to the production environment, we also do the operational monitoring to make sure all the job run properly. If the job fail, we can quickly look into its log and see the root cause and fix it as soon as possible. To so that's how we enable the reliable part of the pipeline.
Excellent explanation. You covered both scalability and reliability thoroughly. Now, let's pivot to a behavioral question. Can you share an example of a time you faced a major challenge in a project and how you handled it?
Okay, so in my previous team, when I working at building of data sourcing framework from on cloud sources, um, to make sure our pipeline, our jobs is secured, we put it in a VPC so that it will not connect to the external public internet. And by putting it in that, a VPC though has some has a number of available IPs. When we design um, our sourcing framework, we uh, prov- provisit provisit prohibit, I don't exactly know the word, but we provide 500 available IPs at a time. But after 2 years of monitoring and operating, uh, the job is failed daily because it when a glue job is spinned off, it get it take some available IPs at that time, and some glue job has many number of workers, so it took a lot of available IPs, and so the job failed daily because there is no enough available IP for it to run. So what I did was I treated with a short-term and long-term solution. For short-term, I reschedule the job so that it will run on different time, but not all at once. Also, I built a backup retry mechanism module so that the job can be retried after um, after it failed, and for after exponentially time. And for a long-term solution, we essentially moved to a VPC with more available, with 2,000 available IPs at the time. And what I did was I had to had a conversation with all the system owners of all the sources that we integrated, and then we do the migration. So after after POC the connectivity on the non-production environment, we then apply the blue-green deployment. First we apply for some jobs that is not mission critical and make sure it runs smoothly in 1 week. After that, we run the other jobs to the new VPC. So that's how we did.
That's a solid example of how you tackled a complex challenge, showing both short-term and long-term solutions. You're doing great. Let's do one more question. How do you prioritize tasks and manage your time when you're handling multiple high priority projects?
Um, yes, in my current project that we have to enable many lines of business of retail customer and corporate customer in the same quarter. So um, essentially every month we have to release about one or two line of end-to-end line of business. For that, first I use tools to track to narrow down the goal that I need to achieve in the quarter. So, for example, in this quarter, uh, I have to finish the soft cash, the credit cash, and the bidding. So I list down all that, look at the timeline to see which can do first, which can be done in parallel, and then uh, I will prioritize based on some criteria like if that task is a blocker to the other downstream to continue their work, or if that task is um, a commitment at the time. So by that, I am able to finish our uh, our jobs on time and meet the quality standard requirement at Techcombank.
That's a clear and structured approach to prioritization. You did a great job explaining how you manage multiple projects effectively. Overall, your answers are solid and show a strong understanding of both technical and strategic aspects. Feeling more confident about the interview?
Yeah, I feel somewhat more confidence. Thank you, and I'm ready for the next question.
Awesome. Here's another one. How do you ensure the solutions you design are aligned with the overall business strategy? And can you give an example of how you've achieved that alignment in the past?
To make sure that my design is suitable for the business. So essentially, first we have to gather the business requirement documentation to make sure that we were all on the same page. So if there is anything unclear, we will have a conversation through email and to be well aligned with each other, because that's essentially when we should clear our requirements and our point of view before apply or developing anything, since it's hard to change when uh, effort and time is spent. Anyway, after the business requirement documentation aligned, we will then for the data we will do the data mapping documentation and developing on those mapping, and also do the and involve them in the UAT, so that at the depth test phase we are looking at the same thing. And also, if there are some new requirement at the end because they are they there are some unexpected thing happen, or they just discover something and want to cover in the next release, we have to re-estimate the resources, and if the resources are available, we can take that change. But if the resources is limited, we will work on the aligned requirements and will apply the change in the next phrase. So that's how we will make sure our design is aligned with the with the business stakeholders, and also that's just the design, but the business stakeholder would be more um, concerned or care about the data, the real data, the tangible results, and by that they usually look at the CRM interface. So we will so by providing accurate data to the CRM interfaces, um, the business will be happy with that result. So that's basically what I'm trying to say.
That's a comprehensive approach. You clearly emphasize aligning on requirements and maintaining communication with stakeholders, which is crucial. Great job explaining how you ensure alignment from start to finish. Keep it up.
Okay, so I think that's all for today. Thank you, ChatGPT.
You're welcome. Good luck with your interview, and you've got this. Have a great day.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.